What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy Chef, and we are back, and you already know what time it is. It is time for the YAK Pod episode number 46. Now, we got a packed show, so let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do that, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and subscribe. Hit that little button down there. Turn on the notifications, smash that like button, share, and all that good stuff because it gets the algorithm on my side. And if you are enjoying this content, you want the algorithm on my side. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. We've got a lot to talk about. We got Jake Bates to talk about. We've got Haason Reddick to talk about. We've got Cam Sutton to talk about. So what do we want to talk about first? Well, let's go in chronological order. Obviously, it was a long weekend, and there were some things that came down the pike that we didn't get to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about the Haason Reddick trade. Now, we know that the Philadelphia Eagles sent Haason Reddick to the New York Jets for a 2026 third-round pick. Now, lots of people were upset, up in arms, you might say, over Brad Holmes not going ahead and getting this trade done. I was not one of those people. Let's not even talk about the contract. Let's not even talk about that. That's not even the most important thing because, people get paid and he wanted money. And, he's in a contract year, so the Jets are going to have to go ahead and re-sign him, extend him, or let him walk in free agency next season. They might let him walk in free agency next season. I mean, they only gave up a third-round pick in 2026. But here's the thing. Look where the Eagles sent him. They sent him all the way out of the conference. Now, that's got to tell you something. Why didn't they just send him to another NFC team? The Eagles are a team that is competing for Super Bowls. Haason Reddick was one of those pieces. He was very good. They just didn't want to pay him. Whatever the reason was that the capologists didn't feel that the juice was worth the squeeze. Is he still a great player? Yes, he is. Can he still be dominant? Yes, he can be. So now you take that player who's still great, who's still dominant, and you just didn't want to pay him for whatever reason. And then you send him to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions who, oh, by the way, were in the NFC Championship game. A place that you did not get to. You failed to get to the NFC Championship game. You got your doors blown off by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round. And the Lions, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to go to the NFC Championship. So then you take Haason Reddick and you put him in a situation where you've got Aiden Hutchinson on one side, you've got DJ Reader and Aleem McNeil in the middle, and then you've got Haason Reddick on the outside. And then you want to maybe face that team in the playoffs, maybe even for the NFC Championship game. Oh, no, not on my watch, said Howie Roseman. That type of stuff is considered. It's a consideration. That's why they say, people don't generally trade inside of the division because these are your opponents that you're going to be competing with. If you win the division, then you get to the playoffs. If you get to the playoffs, you have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. So I submit that the Philadelphia Eagles just weren't interested in sending Haason Reddick to any NFC contenders. This is why they sent him to the AFC. This is why they took such a pick, a 2026. That's 2 years from now, third round pick. Do with that what you will. If you agree with that, you agree with that. If you don't agree with that, you don't agree with that. But I feel like competitive advantage was a large part of this trade, which is why I'm pretty sure multiple teams in the NFC Championship race, multiple teams who are vying to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl wanted Hassan Reddick. Wasn't just the Eagles and the Lions that were in the spotlight. No, it was multiple teams wanted Hassan Reddick, and he was sent to the AFC. They said, if we see you in the Super Bowl. And they sent him to the Jets, a team that you're probably not thinking is going to the Super Bowl. Who knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to be when he comes back from that Achilles? Is he going to be the same guy? I mean, he is old, right? So is he going to be the same guy, or is he going to be limited in his mobility, which will make him a little bit less effective, right? If you can't get out of that pocket, can't scramble around like he usually does, that's a large part of his game. And the New York Jets have been a dumpster fire for quite some time, and the culture going on over there doesn't look like they're going to turn it around anytime soon. But hey, they could surprise us all. And that was a gamble, a risk that the Philadelphia Eagles were willing to take. Now, Cam Sutton, man, as I speculated before, you know, when Rod Wood came out and talked about how they had seen him at the training facility and found out that this warrant was something, just like everyone else found out that the warrant was something on social media. And then he said, basically, they met the next day, and his reluctance to turn himself in is the thing that ultimately led to his release. Now, everybody, you know, deserves their day in court, and everybody's story is going to be able to be told. The victim's story, Cam Sutton's story, both of those stories are going to be told, and then it'll be up to a jury of their peers, or they're going to settle out of court, or I don't know what's going to happen. But you would think that if he has if it's a criminal trial, he's going to have a jury of his peers, and they're going to be able to listen to what happened. They're going to be able to deliberate, and they'll be able to say what needs to happen with Cam Sutton. But as I said, Cam Sutton was being pursued by the police for multiple weeks. He could not be contacted by the police for multiple weeks. And then they decided that they would need to go ahead and put out a warrant and let the public know. I believe that had he not done all of that, had he just gone ahead and turned himself in from the jump and dealt with it head on, he may still be on the Detroit Lions. But if he's guilty, obviously he still would not have been on the Detroit Lions, because they were not going to go for that. So the Cam Sutton situation, now Rashee Rice is in a similar situation. Well, not similar as in domestic violence, but similar, committing a crime and then running away from the police. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Rashee Rice is a promising rookie. He did something stupid. There's pictures of him walking away from the scene. Now, if that's not him, that's AI. I dabble. I know what it's like. It's generally not that easy, but it is what it is. Something I think might have been going on with Cam Sutton mentally. Rashee Rice, I think, just did something stupid and has made a bad decision to flee the scene of the accident that he allegedly caused. So with Cam Sutton, man, it's a sad situation that didn't have to be that way. I mean, even after he talked to the Lions, I think it was 5 days later, his lawyer contacted the police and informed them that he was going to be turning himself in 6 days later. So it was still like, I don't know, maybe he had to get some things in order. Maybe he had to get some, I don't know. He had to do something for his defense. I'm not sure what he was doing, but it doesn't look good. Just doesn't look good. So it's an unfortunate situation. Like I said before, many times, hopefully he gets the help that he needs after the and during the victim getting the justice that she deserves. So let's move on to something that's near and dear to my heart. I just want to know if you can smell what The Rock is cooking. Or hopefully we're going to get a chance to smell what Brad Holmes is cooking once again. That down Holmes cooking. If you're unfamiliar, which I don't think too many people are unfamiliar, but Jake Bates, kicker for the Michigan Panthers, was in Ford Field doing the Justin Tucker. He was in Ford Field doing the Justin Tucker. He hit a 64-yard field goal. Now, I know that Justin Tucker hit a 66-yard field goal, but it struggled to get on over there. It wasn't clean. It wasn't clean because it's 66 yards. Mr. Bates Motel. That's what I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him Bates Motel because his leg is psycho. That man hit it from 64 with room. It looked like he could have hit it from 70. And you know what? He didn't do it just once. He did it twice. The Battlehawks, they tried to ice him. He hit that one. And after that, he said, okay, went right on back out there after the timeout and hit another one. Like I said, with room, would have been good from 70. Bates Motel has a psychopathic leg. And you heard it here first. Bates Motel, that's mine. That's my, just like the electrician, Jahmyr Gibbs, is mine. Bates Motel is mine. And why am I making up nicknames for a kicker that he just plays for the UFL Michigan Panthers? I mean, all he did was make his first field goal since high school at Ford Field. Why would I be bringing that up? Why does that matter? Oh, because Brad Holmes. You know Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes gone ahead and reached out to a Mr. Jake Bates. Mr. Bates Motel. He said, hey, man, you want to come and kick for the Detroit Lions? You already in Michigan. You already kicking for the Michigan Panthers. You already playing in Ford Field. I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. Connect the dots. Tic-tac-toe. Connect 4. I mean, it was a layup. And Brad Holmes, he can shoot a little hoops. He can shoot a little hoops. He could play a little basketball because he hit that layup. Now the ball is in Jake Bates' court. And let's understand, I believe that Jake Bates is going to do the right thing. Jake Bates is going to do the right thing. I mean, he's in Michigan. Don't let him leave. Jake Bates is the DJ Reader of kickers. We cannot allow that man to leave. I vote that the next time he's in Ford Field, that they run out with a contract before he starts the game. Like, here's a training camp contract. Sign this thing and come on out. And if you want to sit out for the rest of the season with the UFL, go ahead, sit out, rest that leg, because we're going to need it. Can you imagine Dan Campbell, or Dan Gamble, as many people like to call him? Can you imagine him trotting this guy out for a 70-yard field goal? I mean, with the new kickoff rule, we're pretty much in field goal position as soon as we get the ball. Can you understand, like, points every drive? Can you understand that? I mean, home games, because we don't know what he's doing outside. We don't know what he's doing there, but we saw what he did inside of Ford Field. We saw it, and we all fell in love with it. And let's hope that he is consistently good from deep, from short, from middle, Let's hope that his accuracy matches his psychopathic leg distance wise. Let's hope he's another Brandon Aubrey, who the Cowboys picked up from the UFL last season. Let's hope that it's one of those stories. I don't think Brandon Aubrey missed a kick the entire year. Let's hope that Jake Bates Motel is going to do the same thing for the Detroit Lions. That's my hope. That is my hope. And I think he can do it. That man's leg is crazy. That man's leg is psycho. And that is why he will be hereforth known as, or should I have said henceforth? What is henceforth? He shall be henceforth known as Jake Bates Motel. You heard it here first. That is all the time we have for today. Let me know, man. Let me know. Smash that like button on your way out if you didn't smash it on your way in. Subscribe on your way out if you didn't subscribe on your way in. And if you already subscribed, I appreciate you. And I ask you to go ahead and share with your peoples. Share with your peoples. Let them know we are here Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, barring any technical difficulties, because sometimes YouTube be tripping sometimes. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought about the Hassan Reddick thing, about the Cam Sutton thing, about the Jake Bates Motel thing. Let me know if you like the nickname. If you don't like the nickname, let me know. Let me know, man, because I think the nickname is here to stay. And you heard it here first. You heard it here first. If that man gets signed by the Detroit Lions, which I believe he will, I'm calling him Jake Bates Motel. Because his leg is crazy. But once again, as always, I will see you next time. Peace.